Hi, I'm here today to talk about my top 3 rules for successful sewing. You could also call them how to not break your sewing machine. Rule number 1 is, it makes a difference how you put the bobbin in the bobbin case. This is one where a lot of you are going to go, duh. But I honestly didn't figure it out for myself until I was in my 20s. And I swear there was music and light shining on me. So here's my bobbin case for this machine in front of me. And I've got the thread groove on the top. And the bobbin thread wants to go over the top. So I hold it like this. I put it in the bobbin case and it's ready to be put into the thing. Now I do have a Bernina 950 where it actually goes the opposite way. I don't know if that is something specific to Bernina or if it is just that machine. But if you think about it like a toilet paper roll, it becomes a little bit clearer that there's a difference. Rule number 2, only turn the hand wheel towards you. I don't care how close you are to whatever stitch you want to make. You can back stitch it. You can use the back stitch button and then turn it towards you and get it back to where you want to go. But if you need to move the needle to a certain place, even if you have to go almost an entire revolution around, only turn it towards you. I tell my students this. This is the one where I will run across the room screaming at you because you're going to mess up the timing. You're going to mess up how the gears are fitting together. It's a really big one. Number 3, leave the tension on the factory setting. And this is one that I know I'm going to get a lot of flack about. This machine right here I purchased in 1998. The only time I ever adjusted the tension was when I was using a specialty foot, like a gathering foot, when I was making a buttonhole. The only time I've ever taken the bobbin off of the factory setting was when I was using a double needle. And I actually ended up purchasing a separate bobbin case because when you're fiddling with that bobbin all the time, it is so small that you're making it so that it doesn't want to stay in its proper position. It is more likely that you are using the wrong needle for your fabric than it is that the tension needs to be adjusted. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's ever the tension. If you're going to be sewing, you need to change the needle less than 40 hours. Sometimes less than 40 hours of sewing. I've heard people say that it should be every project. Now that doesn't count for me because sometimes I'm making 10 to 50 or more of the same thing. So if I'm changing my needle, at the end of every garment, that's not realistic. I do change my needles frequently. It's possible that it's not stitching proper. Maybe you've got the right needle for your fabric, but it's not stitching properly because it's got a little burr on it or it got bent when you did something to it. If you're going to be sewing, I suggest you go to the store and you pick up some different needles. We've got universals. I'd get a 12, a 14, and a 10. If you're doing quilting fabric, I'd suggest you get a 10 sharp. Leather needles are only necessary if you're actually sewing on leather or vinyl. If you're doing heavy upholstery or you're working on jeans, get some jeans needles. I use almost exclusively ballpoints on all of my machines, but get a 12 and a 14. You never know when it's going to make a difference. I had a project for a customer that was a microfiber, and I was totally upset because I couldn't get any of my machines to work. I ended up going to Joann Fabrics and I saw Schmetz microfiber. I brought it home. And it worked. It was like butter. It makes a difference. Trust me. Thanks for stopping by.